Welcome, everybody, to the NFL Presidential Address. This is week one. Before we get into it, let me let you guys know what is going to happen on the NFL Presidential Address this year. First and foremost, it's going to be me and only me. Last year, we had Matt Joseph and Ralph Michaels. The year before Ralph Michaels, we've done it with Kelly. But we started this show just me, the first show ever at Wager Talk TV. And we're going back to the basics. No more interruptions, no Teddy talking and annoying me. It's just me, and we're going to go down every single game on the board, top to bottom. We're also going to end every show with a survivor pick. I'm going to give out a teaser. We're going to talk prop bets, and we're going to summarize the show at the end with my three favorite bets that I am not releasing to my clients, but will be betting as well. As we move into week one, I just want to say to everybody, guys, really tread carefully this week. There's been so many changes this year in the NFL, more so than I think I've seen ever. Quarterback changes on so many different teams. Running back changes, O-line. I mean, you look at Pittsburgh, a complete redo of their O-line. We've had coaching changes all over the map. We really need to see how week one plays itself out before we start loading up on bets. So please tread carefully during week one. And as well, expect better shows from me and the Presidential Address as we go through the season. I just want to say to everybody, Bet On It is a world-class show. Kelly hosts. It's got Marco. It's got Gianni, some Ralph. That's a show. If you guys want trends and analysis and systems and sandwich opportunities, and that's the show for you. Frankly, it's a show for everybody regardless. It's probably the best panel NFL betting show on the planet. I don't handicap the same way as a lot of these guys handicap. I am personally not interested in how teams have done over, throughout their history. I'm not interested in how dogs do on week one. I'm a handicapper that I watch every single NFL game. I tape them all. I watch them all throughout the week. I study drive charts. I'm what I call an test handicapper. I need to see the games. I need to see the teams. I need to see the flow. I need to see the play calling. I need to see what these coaches are doing, the time management, etc. And obviously going into week one, we can't see any of that. So bear with us for week one. I'm not going to have a ton, but as we progress throughout the season, these shows are going to get jam-packed with information. So please stay with us throughout the year. As well, I just want to quickly mention, and then we're going to get right to it. I have a 5% play up in the NFL for Sunday. My 5% plays 21-10 run, 65 and 63 and 35 run since December 2019. The number one handicapper in these 5% plays over the last 18 months. You guys can have it all for both. You can have my 5% play for half price. Use the promo code Prez50. Now let's get into the Dallas-Tampa Bay game. And here we've got Dallas. We've had a line move as of this morning. I went to bed last night. It was Dallas plus 7.5. Now it's Dallas plus 8. We've got a 51.5 as the total, 52 give or take. And I'm going to start by telling you guys that I actually like Dallas here at plus the 8 points. And I also like over the total as well. Look, Dallas's defense is porous. We know that. I think that they're going to be a bottom of the league defense. But I think their offense is going to be able to score. And so long as they stay healthy, they've got weapons everywhere. Dak Prescott just chomping at the bit to get back. I expect a better season from Zeke than we saw last year. And their wide receiving core is world-class, maybe top 3 in all of football. They did lose Zach Martin, their offensive lineman, and that's going to be a big deal. With that said, they have a running quarterback and a quarterback that can create, and that at least will help offset the loss of their left tackle. I like Dallas plus the 8 points here. I mean, I look at this situation and I think, if Tampa Bay is up by 14, 2.5, 3 minutes to go in the game, Dallas has the ball. I think they'll get the backdoor cover if they need the backdoor cover. That's just assuming that Tampa Bay is up by 14 with 2 to 3 minutes to go in the game. I also like the over in this game as well. I recognize that Tampa Bay's defense, the back half of last year was absolutely outstanding, and they rocked it out in the playoffs. They really did a good job in the Super Bowl as well. But I don't think they're going to be able to keep this Dallas offense down. I think we're going to get in the high 20s from Dallas, and if Tampa Bay is going to cover that 8 that the line makers think is the right number, that suggests that Tampa Bay is going to get in the low 30s. So I see this game going over the total, and I do like the Dallas Cowboys. Now let's talk about Jacksonville versus Houston. -3 for Jacksonville, a total of 44.5. I'm going to the dog here again in Houston. The bottom line here is this Houston team, man, they have been hearing all year how bad they are. They've spent the summer reading newspapers. Nothing is expected of this team. Conversely, Jacksonville is hearing how good they might be. New coach, new quarterback, a really strong running game, decent wide receiving core. I don't believe it. I'm not buying into this Jacksonville Jaguar team. I'm not buying into this rookie NFL coach, this rookie quarterback getting up there and, playing lights out right off the bat. Even they don't have to play lights out to beat Houston, but Tyrod Taylor chomping at the bit for a start. I'm going to take the points here at +3, and I like under the total of 44.5 points as well, but I do like Houston better than I do Jacksonville. Let's talk Pittsburgh, Buffalo, and Pittsburgh finds themselves at +6.5, the total of 48.5, and this total has been bet down substantially. It came out originally at 51.5, and we've just seen it dropping, and I agree 100% with the line move, and I still think there's value betting the under in this game. I also like Buffalo at -6.5, and I think there's enough window there for us to get both Buffalo and the under in. I look at a score at around 27-13 for Buffalo. I think Pittsburgh is going to struggle all year, and especially in game one. This is a team that was last in the league in running last year, and I understand they just picked up the Clemson running back, but that doesn't make for a great running game. An offensive line makes for a great running game. They have 4 new offensive linemen in play. It's going to take a while for that line to gel. Plus, they have a quarterback that is done. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I don't understand why Big Ben is still in the league. So I'm not high on Pittsburgh at all. I don't think their quarterback is very good anymore. I think their running game is going to struggle. They do have a good wide receiving core, but they have to at least get some space, and Big Ben has to be able to throw the ball more than 15 yards. I don't think that's going to happen. And as for Buffalo, I am really high on this Buffalo Bills team. I think this Buffalo Bills team is a Super Bowl contender, and I think they should have no problem dismantling Pittsburgh. 27-13 score. I like Buffalo, the favorite, -6.5, and I like under the total of 48.5. And you guys are going to hear a lot of unders as we move down the board. Next game we're going to talk about is the New York Jets versus Carolina. And I mean, talk about a quarterback chomping at the bit. Sam Darnold has to be super excited, and especially with that running game. Christian McCaffrey, and then they picked up Chuba, who is actually very similar in style to Christian McCaffrey. He's going to be a great passing running back. He's going to be able to juke and move. He's going to be able to get to the outside. That's going to open up a lot of inside opportunity for the Carolina tight ends. And I think Sam Darnold is not As opposed to when he played for the New York Jets, I don't think he's expected to win games here. I think he's expected to Joe Flacco his way through the season or Trent Dilfer his way, or Jeff Hostetler his way. This guy is just going to have to manage the games, not turn the ball over, and keep Carolina in good field position. And I think he'll be able to do that. I love the coach of the Carolina team as well, and I do like their defense too. As for the New York Jets, I think this team is a mess. It's going to be interesting to see what Saleh does with this team. I think their defense is going to be better this year. I think on a whole, this team will play to the over, but I don't think they will the first week. I like under the total of 44.5, and I really like Carolina here at -5. Let's move to Arizona and Tennessee. Tennessee -3 and 52 is the total. And guys, I'm really, really high on Tennessee this year. I think Tennessee, the Buffalo or Kansas City, and maybe you can throw Cleveland in. I think those four teams are the class of the AFC. I think that Derrick Henry is all world, probably one of the best running backs I've seen in my lifetime. It's just a game changer. And how he changes the game isn't so much his running. Every defense who plays Tennessee is going to have to stack that box. They're all going to have to play close to the line of scrimmage. There's going to have to be 7 guys, maybe even 8 guys in the box to keep Derrick Henry in check. And all that's going to do is open up an incredible play action pass game. And we saw what Ryan Tannehill can do with the play action pass. Now their wide receiver core is better as well. The problem I have with Tennessee flat out is their defense. Last year, they were the worst defense in the league in stopping the run, and I don't think anything is going to change here. I think the way to beat Tennessee is to play ball control and keep that offense off the field. The problem with Arizona is that they're not a ball control style offense. This is a team that's going to try to move fast. Kyler Murray's going to throw the ball far. So I expect this game to go over the total of 52, and I do like Tennessee, but I'm not going to bet Tennessee. I prefer, if you guys are betting this game, to take over the total of 52 points. I think we're going to see Arizona put up points, and I think we're going to see Tennessee. It's going to be one of those overs where you're kind of holding your breath. It's going to be, 8-yard run by Tennessee, 4-yard run by Tennessee, 6-yard run by Tennessee. Clock's going to move. You're going to get all nervous. And then Ryan Tannehill is going to throw a 40-yard bomb to Julio, and there's going to be a touchdown. So stay calm throughout that game and bet the over with confidence. Let's move to the San Francisco 49ers versus Detroit. And guys, I'm telling you flat out here, I'm passing on this game. I see nothing. The bottom line for me is I need to see what these teams are going to do in week 1. San Fran is coming off of a year where they were the most injured team in all of football. They're getting everybody back, but that doesn't mean that team is going to gel right off the bat. Detroit, on the other hand, they downgraded their quarterback from Stafford to Goff, but you've got an angry Goff now, and I think he can manage the game. I actually think he's a better quarterback than most people give him credit for. If I had to take this game, I would take Detroit, but I don't. So let's go with a total pass on San Fran and Detroit. Let's move to the Philadelphia game. It was plus 3.5 for Philadelphia, but we've had a lot of smart money come in on the Eagles. It's now down to Atlanta -3 with a total on tap of 48. Bottom line for me, guys, is I think this Philadelphia team might be the worst team in all of football when all's said and done. I see nothing from this team. I don't see any playmakers at any area of the field. Their defense is good, but I don't think they're a top 5 defense. I think we're going to see a massive regression from the Philadelphia Eagles. I like under the total in their win-loss record on the year. And when you look at Atlanta, here's a team where literally at the end of the season, it was, where's Matt Ryan going to go? Atlanta's going to do a rebuild. Well, so much for that. Matt Ryan is staying. Atlanta's not in the middle of a rebuild. And I honestly think that it's do or die for Atlanta this year. I think if they can't get it done this year, we are going to see a massive rebuild. And I think what we saw last year and the year before is this team just struggled to get out of the gate. They have a new coach now, and I think the key for the Falcons this year is to win their first game. And this is the one against Philadelphia. They got a big game on tap the following week. They need to get it done. I like the Atlanta Falcons -3 in this game, and I have no opinion on the total whatsoever. Now we move to Seattle and Indianapolis. Seattle -2.5 versus the Colts, and the total is 49.5. And I love the under in this game, guys. This is probably top 7-8 bet for me on the board. 49.5 is too big a number. It's going to be interesting to see what Seattle does. They're really a one-man show. I mean, DK Metcalf, amazing wide receiver, but this team is going to come and go by how Russell Wilson plays. And, Carroll last year said, oh, we're going to let Russell Wilson loose. We're going to open up the playbook. We're going to let him throw long bombs. Yeah, that didn't happen. You are who you are. And the coach of this Seattle team likes to play it close to the vest, likes to play slow-moving games, likes to play to the under on a regular basis, likes to run the ball a lot. So I don't see Seattle being this offensive juggernaut this year. And when you look at Indianapolis, I think you saw it with Phillip Rivers. I think Frank Reich, like Carroll, I think he wants to run the ball. I think he wants to dink and dunk. I think he wants to throw the ball short, throw the ball to tight ends. I don't see any sprint demon on this Indianapolis Colts team like a Tyreek Hill that's going to spread the field and open up the slot. I think we're going to see Indy play to the under all year. I think we're going to see Seattle play to the under all year. There's no reason why not to take that under at 49.5. Now let's talk about Miami, +3 versus New England with a total of 43.5. And I'm going to go to the under in this game, guys. As far as the side goes, I need to wait and see. I need to wait and see what Mac Jones does, what the look of the New England Patriots offense will be. But as for Miami, I am not high on this Miami team at all. I think they will have a regression year this year. I'm not high on Tua as a quarterback. I do love their coach, however, and I think they're going to play really tough in the trenches. I think where Miami is going to be better than most teams is in the trenches, their O-line and their D-line. I think we're going to see this team as a running team. I think we're going to see Tua throw very short passes on the out to the sidelines. So when I'm looking at this game here, I don't want to touch the side, but I do want to play the under. It was 45. It's been bet down to 43.5. I think we're going to see New England play a very slow-moving style of play all year. Same with Miami. Although this total is low, I do look at this game. I mean, I would not be blown away if this game had 13-10, 16-10, 2017 written all over it. And man, 2017 is only 37 points. That still gives us a 6.5-point window to the under. So take the under on Miami and New England. Cleveland versus Kansas City. Man, I'm really high on both these teams this year. I think Cleveland is outstanding. I think their defense could end up being a top 3D in all of football. I think their running game is the best in the league. And I think Baker Mayfield is, well, good enough, if you will. As for Kansas City, man, I wouldn't want to play them first week. I think Cleveland got the short end of the straw on the scheduling. You have Kansas City. This team has just sat on that Super Bowl loss for months. They're pissed off. They're going to come in absolutely flying. My suggested bet to everybody on this game is Kansas City in the first half. I think they'll come out really strong in the first half. I don't like the full game line, and I do lean on over the total, but it is really, really high at 54.5. And you got to be careful because I really think Cleveland is going to try their best to slow this game down to a crawl. I lean on the over. I don't like the side, but I do like Kansas City in the first half, especially if you can get under 3. Right now, it's around 3. Denver versus the Giants. Initially, I like the Giants. I think I'm higher on the Giants this year than most people are, and I really wasn't that high on Denver. However, I've changed my mind. about this Denver team. It'll be super interesting to see what their offense is going to look like under Bridgewater. Again, here we have another situation where I'll have a much better understanding of this Denver team, say in week 3 or 4. A totally new offense, new running game, new quarterback. So I don't know what to do in this game. This game, I'm not touching the total. I'm not touching the side. It is an outright pass for me. And now we look at Green Bay versus New Orleans. Man, I don't think there's any more quarterback in the league with a bigger chip on his shoulder than Aaron Rodgers this year. And I would be very worried if I was any team playing the Green Bay Packers. Last year, they were the number 1 offense in all of football. They averaged over 31 points a game. I don't see how that is going to become any less, frankly. I think they've upgraded their offense. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be the MVP at the end of the year. I think we might see Aaron Rodgers' best season ever starting on Sunday. I like Green Bay minus 4.5, but I really like the over in this game, especially with Jameson at quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. We saw he's all in, man. He's either going to throw 4 touchdowns or 4 pick sixes, but either way, I expect New Orleans to put up points. And although their defense looked better last year and did have moments of greatness, I'm not high on the New Orleans defense, and I'm not high on the Green Bay Packer defense either. I lean on the Packers at minus 4.5, but I much prefer over the total of 50 in that game. Let's talk about Chicago versus the Rams. A minus 7 for LA. 46.5, 46 is the total. Man, I'll tell you something, guys. I think the Rams might be the best team in the entire NFC. I think their defense is unbelievable. I think we're going to see a monster performance by Aaron Donald. I think their offense is going to be much better than it was last year. I think they have an incredible coach as well. I am really high on the Rams. I think they're going to win the division. And as for Chicago, don't forget, this is a Chicago Bears team that actually made the playoffs last year. I think they could make the playoffs again this year as spectators, but that's probably where it ends. I think the Chicago team is a disaster. They're going into the year with Andy Dalton at quarterback. The last time Andy Dalton had a good season was never. This Chicago team is going to be the biggest regression team in the league. I hate betting first games minus 7.5. But the only way I can look at this game is to take the Rams at minus 7.5. And I like under the total as well. Chicago's got a really good defense, guys. And we've seen Chicago stop high octane offenses with their current defense last year with New Orleans and Tampa Bay. This Chicago team is going to keep the opposing offenses scores down. I just don't think Chicago can keep pace with anybody. I mean, can Chicago put up 17 points in this game? That's 2 touchdowns. I don't think they have 2 touchdowns in them. 16 points, 1 touchdown and 4 field goals or 3 field goals. I can see that. So I give Chicago a maximum of 16 points in this game. And now it's just a matter of how many points the Rams can score. Please take the under 46 on the Sunday night game. And as for the Monday night game, Baltimore minus 4 against Vegas. The total is 51. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, and we'll find out quick if I'm wrong, I am not high on this Baltimore team at all. I'm not high on Lamar Jackson. I don't think this team has any quality wide receivers. I think their running backs are mediocre. I think they're good. They're good. They're top half of the league, but they're not lights out. I think their offense is going to struggle all year. I think they do have a really good defense. But, man, if I'm sitting here thinking to myself that the Baltimore offense is going to struggle, then I have to take Vegas and the points here. This Vegas team last year, Jekyll and Hyde, one game they go out, they put up a 3. The next game they go out, they put up 40. Carr has had outstanding games and clunkers. This is an inconsistent team. But I got to believe that Gruden is going to have this team ready for the start of the season. And if I can get over a field goal against a team that I don't believe in the Baltimore Ravens, I'm going to take that. So take the Las Vegas team at +4.5. That's it for running down the board. I've got a few more things to give you guys. Just want to emphasize that I do have a 5% play up for Sunday. You guys can get it for half price. Use the promo code Prez50. That's Prez50. I'm in play on Thursday night as well. So check that out. And if you guys haven't been following my baseball's been absolutely lights out since May. I'm currently on a 6-1 run. I'm 63% my last 60 plays in baseball. So don't sleep on baseball. I know everyone's into football right now, but money is money. As I told you guys at the top of the show, I will be giving out a survivor pick every week. I'll be giving out teasers every week. I'll be giving out prop bets every week, and I'll be giving out 3 best bets every week. So let's start with the survivor pick. I am in 2 survivors, and I am going to go with Carolina in one of them and the LA Rams in the other. I hate to pick the LA Rams so early in the season, but man, tread carefully in week 1 on Survivor. This is going to be a tough week, and we've seen it year after year where, you know, everybody and their mother is going to be on Tampa Bay, or everybody and their mother is going to be on San Francisco, and they lose outright, and half the Survivor League is gone. So try not to play on the teams that everyone is going to play on this week. I think if I had to pick one, I would take Carolina. So the Panthers would be my number 1 Survivor pick for week 1. Prop bets, I've got none for you guys this week. I will have prop bets starting the following week. I got to see what's going to go down in week 1 before I can start getting into prop bets. As for a teaser, I have a 2-team 6-point teaser for you guys. Kansas City and the Rams. I understand that it is a negative equity situation to take Kansas City because they are only -6.5, and I'm not crossing 7. But I do believe they're going to win the game, and I do think that game will be closer than most people think. And as for the Rams, they're a perfect teaser when you're crossing 7, 4, and 3. So take the LA Rams and Kansas City as a 2-team 6-point teaser. And as for my best bets, everybody, Carolina, Washington, and the under in the Buffalo Bills game. That's Carolina, Washington, and the under in the Buffalo Bills game. It's been a pleasure doing this show for you all. I look forward to the comments. I will respond to most of the comments put up. We will see you guys next week. We will be taping the NFL Presidential Address on Tuesdays throughout the year. However, next week I am away on Tuesday, so it will be on Wednesday as well. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your loyalty. Make sure to check out Bet On It. Unbelievable show, both college football and NFL, and also Wager Talk Today, the best daily sports betting show on the planet. Teddy and I every day, 12 to 1 Eastern, different guests. So make sure to check that out. Thank you guys. Have an incredible week 1. Tread carefully. Protect your bankroll. We've got a long year ahead of us, and we'll see you all for week 2.